Respected Shrotas Sadhakas, welcome you all for the study of this Yoga Vasishta Maha Ramayana, subtle Grantha Samvada between Vasishta and Sri Ramji, revealing to us the truth by all techniques of Vishleshana, Vicharana, contemplation, etc. Remember, in life, whether outside in our professions or services or any of our managements of our duties, inside in our spiritual endeavors, in which whether it is karma yoga or bhakti yoga or yoga sadhana or jnana sadhana, as we are trying now through the study of Upanishads and Upanishad themed such sublime Smriti Granthas such as Yoga Vasishta and Prakarana Granthas. Remember that stay stably on the ground. स्टेबल है ना, ग्राउंड में खड़े होकर युद्ध करना है. ग्राउंडेड होकर ही वी हैव टू डू द रिसर्च इफ वी आर ए साइंटिस्ट. Grounded only we have to do the medical study or doctor profession or even getting treatment from the doctor. So don't get excited. Grounded only do everything. Grounded is in the outer life, be exactly normal as it is required for us to do. Giving up all dharma papa. Otherwise, whatever the dharmika, nyayika life we have to live it. Same time, slowly, steadily, but surely get unfolded in the understanding through the scriptural study, through the spiritual knowledges. Nothing, nowhere we have to be in any sort of hurry, any sort of excitements, any sort of haphazard decisions taken, any sort of abnormal behavior, thinking it to be above normal. Do you see any of the rishis, munis, avatars, gurus, devatas living any abnormal life with all their inner experience of the truth, which is above normal? They never lived abnormal or above normal. They just were normal in the outer vyavahar. है ना? So just be grounded, but through the listening, through the study, through the contemplation, let the knowledge start entering into us, unfolded for us. That's what we slowly do. Then, as the authentic, true, correct, complete knowledge gets unfolded in us through contemplation, then that itself does its work of slowly eliminating all inner and outer samsara for us. The life will be lived normally outside with only two differences. One, the outer life never is a samsara. Two, inside we have found the reality. Bas. Keep that in mind. No excitement, no feeling of any speciality, because specialities alone are delusions, ignorances, samsara. Non-special is Paramatma. है ना? General is Paramatma. All pervading in a same form, Samarupena is Paramatma. Specialization is the samsara. No need to feel anywhere anything. Whichever at the outer Vyavahara level, we are in the Varna, in the ashrama, in our duties, in our places wherever we are. Just understand our position, do what is to be done there. Inside, from the ignorances, delusions, misunderstandings, we are getting freed through this Shastra Adhyayana. Yes, friends, let us try that. A beautiful text, Yoga Vasishtha Maha Ramayanam, is in front of us. Narayana, let us study it. Mangalacharan Shlokas. Om. 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahma Dibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharashibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah Yairime Gurubhih Purvam Sri Rama Rama Rameti Brahmanandam Parama Sukhadam Parabrahmane SHRUTIMAATRE Samasta Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidyacharibhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha Shri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namaha Shri Vashishtha Vishwamitra Valmiki Veda Vyasa Vamadeva Naradadi Shri Maharamayana Acharibhyo Namaha Sankalpaha Tesham Krupaya Upanishad Yogavasishta Maharamayanokta Brahmatmaikimodhena Asmin Shane Eva Moksha Kaivalya Praptyartham Sanatana Dharmasya Vishwavyapti Vishwa Adhyatmiga Pragatyartham Dharma Samsthapakanam Nirantara Digvijayartham Sri Rama Mandiravat Shiva Krishnadi Mandiradinam Punaravapti Tesu Nirantara Shastra Adhyenadinam Dvara Bharatavarshasya Sanatana Dharmasya Bahyabhyantara Shatruvigna Samula Nirmulana Purvaka Bharatavarshe Vishvecha Asmat Kshanadaarabhya Vaidika Hindava Samskrutehe Dharma Moksha Purusharthanam Susampratishtavaptyartham अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्मसाफल्यार्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नमध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री रामचंद्र वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति ग्रंथस्य पारायणमध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः ओम यद्वाक्यामृतपायिनां प्रतिपदं सत्यं सुधानीरसा यद्वाक्यार्थविचारणात् अभिमतः स्वर्गोऽपि कारागृहम् यद्वाणी विशदात्मपूर्णमनसां तुच्छं जगत्तूलवत् तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे यस्यार्षं प्रथिता जगत्त्रयहिता सा वेदमाता परा यश्चक्रे तपसा वसे वशे सुरगणान् अन्यत् सिसृक्षुर्जगत् तं बोधाम्बुनिधिं तपस्वि मुकुटा अलङ्कारचिन्तामणिं विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहम् श्रुत्या ब्रह्मैव रामः प्रकटितमहिमा येन तस्मै वसिष्ठः यः सीतां ब्रह्मविद्यामिव सदसि पुनः सत्यशुद्धां किलादात् यद्वाणी मोहमूलं शमयति जगदानन्दसन्दोहदोग्ध्री तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्रीगुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्धिदीर्षुर् जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आवेश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ॐ श्रीराम जय जय राम, श्रीराम जय जय राम, श्रीराम जय राम, श्रीराम जय जय राम, जय जय राम। ॐ श्रीराम शरणं मम, श्रीराम शरणं मम, श्रीरामायण शरणं मम, श्रीरामायण शरणं मम, श्रीवसिष्ठ शरणं मम, श्रीवसिष्ठ शरणं मम, श्रीविश्वामित्र शरणं मम, श्रीविश्वामित्र शरणं मम, श्रीवाल्मीकि शरणं मम, श्रीवाल्मीकि शरणं मम, श्रीव्यास शरणं मम, श्रीव्यास शरणं मम, श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्रीराम शरणं मम, श्रीराम शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम. Friends, Rama Vasishta Samvada Rupa great text Yoga Vasishta Maha Ramayanam Smriti Grantha given to us written form में by sage Valmiki ji. We are out of 6 prakaranas: Vairagya, Mumuksha Vyavahara, Utpatti, Sthiti, Upashama, Nirvana. These are the 6 prakaranas. Among them, the third one, Utpatthi Prakarana, we are discussing. In this, in the 124 chapters are sargas. How the Utpatti of the entire Jagat, Jiva, Ishvara, Samsara done is exhaustively explained, only to finally prove that nothing is nothing is created in that pure Brahman. So too in the Sthiti Prakaranam, how the whole Sthiti is happening will be told, only to conclude that when there is no Utpatti, where is Sthiti? So too in the Upashama Prakarana, how the entire universe gets Upashamita is explained, finally to prove that when there is no Utpatti Sthiti, where is Upashama? Then what is there is Brahman. Realize it, then you are in Moksha Sthiti, called as Nirvana. That's why that Nirvana Prakarana. Once a while, we'll just remind this so that we just get an idea as to what's there in this text. In the 13th Sarga now, in the Utpatti Prakaranam, called as Swayambhu Utpatti Varnanam, what is seen is Sat, from the Sat the Chit, from Chit the Chaitya, the knowingness, from the knowingness the Jiva Bhava, from the Jiva Bhava the Buddhi, from the Buddhi the Mana, from the Mana the Tanmatras, from the Tanmatras only the Jagat. Panchamahabhutas, from them the entire Jagat. That's how the yesterday's concluding beautiful mantra, that this is how the Chit Paramatma becomes the Bija for the entire Jagat Gulma, the shrub or the dense forest of Jagat. Without that Bija needing to be sown, without it needing the waters, the earth, the heat, sunlight, etc. Other seed, these things are required for it to sprout as the plant and then become a tree gigantic with all branches, leaves, flowers, fruits. So this whole Jagat is a tree with whatever we see as the trees, branches, flowers, fruits. Ashwatha Vriksha, as in Gita and Katha Upanishad and Mundakatu. Bija is Atmavastu. without it being sown, etc. That's what's the one. Mahakasha, see, Jagat Karanja Kunjanam, Bijametat Avapajam. Without being sown, this is the Bija. Na apekshate kinchidapi, Kshiti Vari Analadi. Without requiring any Kshiti, the Bhumi, Vari, the water, Anala, the heat, etc. The same thing in another language we call the Paramatma as the Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karana Karana of the Jagat. There the example given is pot maker making the pot. He needs mud, he needs the wheel, he needs the stick also to rotate the wheel. Paramatma also is the Karana for the Jagat, but he himself is the mud, he himself is the pot maker, he himself is the wheel and danda. He doesn't need anything else. It's called as Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karana. Again in Vedanta, when this way the Jagat ke liye Bhagavan became Karana. Is the Bhagavan still there or not, the Brahman, the Atman? Yeah, he is there. If he still remains himself, then how can he be the cause? Yeah, that's called Vivarta Karana. Like the thread is the Vivarta Karana to the cloth. What is the Vivarta? Thread remaining as thread without itself losing its threadness. Is it not appearing as the cloth? Isn't it? In case of the thread and cloth, at least the thread is woven in some particular direction, though it has not changed itself. In case of Paramatma, that weaving also not happens, doesn't happen. Yet he becomes the cause of Jagat. So if he is remaining himself, what is the position of Jagat then? That's how it is Kalpita, without being real. Why is it so? How is it so? It's the infinite power of Paramatma. So what's our role? Realize that Paramatma. You are free from the reality given to this Jagat. That's called moksha. We have no problem with the Jagat. We have two problems. One, Jagat is taken as real. Two, it is taken as other than Brahman. Third, Brahman is forgotten. If you realize Brahman and if you know the whole Jagat is nothing but the Brahman, let the Jagat be there. Let us play. These things will come to our deeper understanding and acceptance when we listen to our acharyas, gurus on these shastras. Not for 2 minutes class, 10 minutes class, 1 hour class one day. No. For months and years and decades. Nay, definitely the understanding happens. Till the understanding happens, you have to listen. While doing so, from inside and outside, so many obstacles come. And the only purpose of all those obstacles and tests are to take you away from the listening from our Guru. If you have allowed that obstacles, you have gone away. Progress gets delayed. Those temporarily coming obstacles, if you can by any means conquer them, then we will continue tuned to that Guru. Then through that Guru, the Guru Parampara, through the Guru Parampara, the Guru Tattva, through the Guru Tattva, the Paramatma himself will ensure first that our intellect gets the understanding. Second, we are inspired to do sadhana. Third, we continue doing sadhana till the experience is gained, which is the purpose, which is the liberation. Right. See this next way. Next one. Yesterday we just browsed through this quickly. We'll go through it little steadily. I am doing it from the eighth mantra. Etat chidatmakam paschat kila urvyadi karish. The entire bhumi, vayu, akasa, etc. are again projected by the Chit Paramatma only. How swam? From its own self. Any examples are Swapnavit Puramiva, like the Swapna Purusha. How the whole Swapna Pura? I am sleeping on the bed, and in dream I have the whole town, Swapna Pura. Has it not been projected by me only, my own mind? Another example given in Mundaka Adi Upanishad is how the spider, with its own saliva, it makes the web. Saliva is not like our saliva other than us from the mouth for the spider. Otherwise, when it is taking the web inside it, when it has to go to other safe place, it should become bulge, no? Because so much of web it consumed. That's why that example is given. That's web banane ke liye, whatever saliva it uses, it is not other than it. That's the purpose of that example. Not like we have in our mouth the water and with that ufu karke you make something. ऐसा नहीं. यथा urnanave srujate gurunat. And the other example is swapna. So swam swapnavit puramiva. Therefore, for all these, urvyadi panchamahabhuta chinmatra atmakameva yat. For all the panchamahabhutas, with which the seen gross world now we are seeing will be made, for all those Panchamahutas, Chinmatra eva Atma. Chit pure consciousness only, their Atma substratum. Okay. Then the next very important sentence. Jagadadi Ankuram Yatra. Right from the seed up to the tree. Ankura se lekar tree tak. For this Jagat. From the Sankalpa is the Ankura. And what you see the Ananta Koti Brahmanda Yukta Jagat is an entire gigantic tree from that Ankura. So Jagadadi Ankuram Yatra Tatrastham. There, this Atma, the conscious substratum, is very much there. Api Munchati. Yet it is not touched by that entire Ankura to the Vruksha. So the Ankura se lekar, Ankura ka shuru se lekar, Vruksha banne tak. Everywhere that the Atman substratum is there, but munchati means when the Ankura is sprouting, the self is not sprouting. When the sprout becomes plant, self doesn't become plant. When it becomes big tree, the Atman doesn't become tree. When it is becoming with so many branches giving the flowers or fruits or leaves, Atman doesn't become that. That's called munchati. Tatrasthamapi munch. Beautiful. Therefore, समरी इतना अभी तक का जो बताया इट समरीज जगतः पंचकम बीजम सो जगतः बीजम पंचकम पंचमहाभूतास behind them panchatanmatras panchakasya chid aveya for these panchatanmatras aveya never perishing never modifiable pure chit is the bijam and common sense is what yad bijam tat phalam vidhi so whatever the bija that is the phala therefore if the panchakama is the bijam ha that alone is the Pancha, what is Jagat. And Chinmatram itself is the Panchakam. Therefore, Chit alone is the consciousness alone is in the form of Panchamahabhutas. Cut short karo, the entire Jagat is nothing but the Chit only. That's what is. Yad bijam tat phalam vidhi tasmat, tasmat, tasmat. $1 million thought is Brahmamayam Jagat. Whole Jagat is Brahman only. Nothing other than Brahman. Keep this thought in mind. Now, एवं एष महाकाशे सर्गादौ पंचको गणः चिच्छक्त्या स्व अंगभूतात्मा कल्पितः अस्ति. एवं in this way, sargadau, in the beginning of creation, eshah panchakah ganaha, the set of these five tanmatras and the consequent Panchamahabhutas, Mahakashe, in this pure conscious self, Chit Shaktya, by its Shakti only, Mahakasha in the Chaitanya Atma, by its own Chit Shakti, that's called Maya Shakti. So Anga Bhuta Atma, Kalpitaha, isn't it? As if uh, they are really there, these Panchamahabhutas, on that Chaitanya Mahakasha, by that Chaitanya Paramatma's Shakti only, Kalpitaha. But na vastavaha. Kalpita asti, na vastavaha asti. Chit Shaktya, that one word is extra added here. That pure power of Chit Paramatma, on it only, these Panchamahabhutas in the beginning of creation, two things. One, Kalpitaha, second, na vastavaha. That's beginning. Because the Tanmatras are Kalpita, then the Panchamahabhutas also Kalpita. Then from the Panchamahabhuta, whatever the Uchuna Jagat, means Stula Jagat is seen, that also is Kalpita. Anena Uchuratam Etya Yad Api Idam Vidanyate. The same Tanmatra Stula Mahabhutas combined, the Stula Jagatam Rupanama, whatever you see, the suns, the moons, the stars, the earth, the oceans, the rivers, all of them called Uchuna. Uchuna means Stula. All of in this way, Kalpana only in this solid form. Yadapi idam vitanyate. So, tadapi Akasha Rupatma Kalpana Atmani Sanmayam. Therefore, in the pure Sanmaya Paramatma, these are all Kalpita. Therefore, for the Kalpanas, the Adhisthana, Sanmaya Paramatma alone everything. Kvachin nanama tatsiddham yad asiddhena sadhyate. Therefore, by its own self, without the substratum, these things are na siddha, never they are existing independently. Swarupam yad vikalpatma, the pure Swarup is Paramatma. With that as an Atma, these are all vikalpas, kalpitas. So vikalpatma katam tat satyatamiyat. Two satyas cannot be there. One alone is satya. If one is satya, that is which is always there is satya. Then how can the other be satya? It cannot. So is the pot satya or is the mud satya? You know, you have to think. If there are two, one is satya. Pot is all, mud is always there. Therefore, that is satya. Pot is coming and going. Therefore, it is mithya. Next level, mein, there is nothing called as pot in reality. It is only rupanama kalpana. Here also the same. Okay. Next to see that atachet panchakam brahma brahmatmakataya dhiya tat panchakam vidhi praudaha. O praudaha, matured Rama, because on the Brahman the Panchamahabhutas are kalpita, you are seeing them, seeing the snake. But can the snake be there without the rope behind? No, you can't. It cannot be there. Kalpita is having the adhisthana behind. Therefore, tat panchakam vidhi praudha brahma eva tri jagat kramaha. The Stula Jagat, Sukshma Jagat, Karana Jagat, all of that Tri Jagat Krama is Brahma Eva. Adhisthana hi, that shloka in Viveka Chudavani, Adhisthana Mabhati Tada Brahmena. With Brahma, delusion, Adhisthana only seen like that. Our job is not rejecting the snake only. Our job is to apprehend the substratum rope. So therefore, what you are saying always is a rope, even though it not recognized out of delusion, it is recognized as snake. So too, All the time we are in Brahman only. When what you are seeing, the seer, a seen, both are Brahman. We are in the experience of Brahman only always, but we are not able to recognize it as Brahman. That's called illusion. We are seeing rope only, but not able to recognize it as rope. Therefore, we are seeing it as snake. We are seeing mud only, but we are recognizing it as pot. We are seeing water only, we are recognizing it as waves. Cognizing, in fact. We are cognizing it as the ornaments. What we are seeing is gold. So that cognition is wrong. You recognize it, that it to be the gold. Realization is over. See the very barik difference in the drishti of us and the Brahmagnani about this Jagat. Do they see the Jagat? Yeah. Like we see? Yeah. Do they also interact with the Jagat like we do? Yeah. Then what is that barik, very sharpest difference? Is we see the Jagat as real and independent of Brahman. They see the Jagat as the Brahman only. Bas, that's the difference. That is why in many ashramas, think that when the food is being served, they are given the names to the food. Very interestingly. You know that? Dal Ram, Dal Ram, Dal Ram, Roti Ram, Roti Ram, Roti Ram, Chawal Ram, Chawal Ram, Chawal Ram. That is Rama only in the form of Dal, Chawal, Roti, Sabji. And when they greet each other also, Ram Ramji, Ram Ramji, they say. Or Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Or Hari Om, Hari Om. What do you mean by Hari Om? What is meaning Hari Om is in the expression you are Hari, beyond the expression you are the Om. And beyond the Om, you are that silent Brahman, which is me also. That's the meaning of Hari Om. It's not Hari Om, Hari Om. They will shout at the people. Hari Om. Hari only in this form. Om only in the form of Hari. The silence alone in its sound form is Om. And that silence is homogeneous. There you and I are one. Training is given, Baba. So, therefore, Swarupam yad vikalpatma katham tat satyatami yat. Swarupam is Brahman, the things are vikalpa. How can they be satya? Two satyas cannot. Okay, therefore, tat panchakam vidhi praudaha brahma hiva trijagat kramaha. Example is given. Yatha spurati sargadau esha panchaka sambhavaha. तथा एव अद्य इह भूतत्वे यान्ति कारणतः स्वयं. Okay, in the beginning of creation, just like the panchatanmatras are kalpita, from the panchatanmatra the panchabhutas also kalpita. From the panchamahabhutas the presently seen the entire rupanama also are kalpita. तथा एव अद्यैह भूतत्वे याति कारणता स्वयं. Therefore the mula karana is Brahman. It is only woven and kalpita in the form of a jagat without itself going through any modification. Evam, therefore, na jayate kinchita jagat jatam na laksha. Therefore, never the jagat is created out of the Paramatma, it may be kalpita. And on deeper inquiry, jatam na lakshate. You can never see the thing which you are seeing as created actually existing when you go into the deep inquiry. You know, like for an atomic physicist, other than the atoms, there is no Jagat. If you have not studied atomic physics, for us all these are real. But if you study that, they say everything is atom. अब देखो, then the atoms in their different combinations appear to be this. The next level of elements Then their combination is this world. Like 10, 20 wooden pieces are there. Each one of the set of them, when they are arranged in a pattern, one pattern you call it as a stool, another pattern you call it as a chair, another pattern you call it as the table, another pattern you call it as a window, or could you call it as a door. Before all the forms took up, they are all wooden pieces there. So too, the atoms in various forms combined in the world. Little subtler than that, the Vedanta goes and says the pure Paramatma Satchit alone is there, on which even the wood for the wooden furniture, plastic for the plastic furniture, you know, then the steel for the steel utensils, all of them are projected. Again and again, when we listen and think, then we slowly understand the relation between the substratum and superimposed. Relationship substratum alone is real. Okay. Evam na jayate kinchita jagat jatam na lakshate. Now, this is the experience of the saints and sages of the order of greatest Vashishtha. For them, the sthula seen world is seen like us only as we see, but not real. They have gone into the causes of them through the inquiry. That's how the Shvetashvatara, you know, how it started. All of them, Brahmavadino vadanti, Kim Karanam Brahma Kutasma Jata, Jivamakena Kvacha Sampratishta, Adhisthita Kena Suketareshu, Vartamahe Brahmadido. When they inquired, Kastvam Koham Kudayata, when it is thought over in the deep inquiry, we recognize substratum is real, not anything else. Okay. Example is Swapna Sankalpa Puravatu Asat Sad Anubhuyate. Dekho, like in the Swapna, the whole Pura is Sankalpa, not real. Therefore, it is Asat. But Sadiva Anubhuyate, isn't it? In that Swapna Sankalpa Pura, in that town, there are roads. In that road, in your own car, scooter, you are traveling. There is a square or circle. Then roundabout you turn and took right turn. Then you took again left turn. Then there is all of that asat, but sat eva anubhuyate. You can see when the speed breaker there. You can see the other, signposts, whatever are there. संकल्प है लेकिन सत की तरह अनुभव में आता है. संकल्प है वो सत नहीं है, असत है वो, बट सदिवानुभूत. स्वप्न संकल्प भोरवत असत सत अनुभूत. So you and I, from few years, daily bombarding our intellects with this Upanishadic Jnanam. That's why our intellects are little opening up to accept the possibility that on the pure conscious self only, the antakarana kalpita. On the antakarana only, the thoughts kalpita, and in the thoughts only, the entire world of varieties are kalpita. See, when you close eyes and contemplate that way, you see you transcend the grossness. You can reach to the subtle. And transcending the gross, reaching into the subtle, every day happening in dream. Transcending the subtle, entering into the causal, every day happening in the nidra. The same things we have to do in the Jagrat. In Jagrat, be careful. Transcending the gross, go to the subtle. Transcend the subtle, bypassing the causal, go to the substrate. By being in the Jagrada Avastha. That's called meditation. That's called as Adhyatmika Sadhana. That is why we are told to become Antarmukhi. When you open the eyes, the gross Jagat you will see and it appears to be real, then we are caught up in it. Vishnu Antarmukha. No, both. Antarmukha Janananda Falasiddhidaye Namaha in the Lalita Ashtottara. In the Sahasranama also, Antarmukha Samaradhya Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. Those who are introverted, to him only the mother is seen as Chiti Shakti. See, nowadays we are chanting as Kalika in our Stotra Parayana. Anyway, so here this is Swapna Sankalpa Varvat Asat Sad Anubhoyate. Brahma Akasha Para Akashe. In that Brahma Akasha Para Akasha, Jiva Akasha Tvam Atma. In that pure self, the Brahma Akasha, the Para Akasha, the Jiva Akasha of Ishvara also, as if he is other than Brahman, with upadhis, he is seeing the world other than him, and you and I as a Jiva, seeing other than Brahman, ourselves and something called as Jagat, Kalpita. In this way, iti chiti avadat atma prithvyadinam asambhavat iti esha jivaha kachitaha vyomnikhatma iva uditaha. So, like in the Akasha, the Meghas, in the Meghas, the Gandharva Nagara, all are Kalpita. So too, in the pure conscious Brahman, through these Kalpita Upadhis, the same Brahman is in the Samashti mein like Ishvara, in the individual mein like Jiva, it's all Kalpita Udita only, not real. You know, these things we have to realize when we are deep in our inner contemplation. All of that will be revealed when we become deeper in our antarmukhata. And when we close, and you see first Nidra comes. So we have to transcend that Nidra Avastha, which is technically called as Laya Avastha. When from the Nidra we have woken up, the Chitta runs into 1,000 directions. That's called Vikshipta Avastha. That also you have to control. So not allowing it to sleep, Laya, not allowing it to go into Vikshepa. Then what is it? Awakened, single pointed Chitta. With that Chitta, we think inside. What is the substrata? Where is substrata? Which is the substrata? Avana? One way is directly which is the substratum inquiry. Otherwise, already told in the Shastras that the self is in the form of Sakshi. Sakshi is in the form of Chaitanya. Chaitanya is in the form of Sat. That Sat is me. अब उसका अभ्यास करो, in that abhyas only the other things go away. By inquiring also we reach to that, because that is the reality. What is inquiry? Or already told that it is pure consciousness. So just remain as consciousness. Before that, remain as Sakshi. When you remain as Sakshi, other things go away. When the other things go away, Sakshi also goes. Then what remains is conscious self. Because that is the reality. That is revealed. Of course, at every moment, if it's not thoroughly mastered, either the chitta can go into laya avastha or it can go into vikshep. Therefore, vikshep में नहीं जाने देते हुए, लय में नहीं जाने देते हुए, either through inquiry vayamai or by practice of sakshi, we reach to the substance. Okay, iti chityavada, chiti avadat atma prithvyadinam asambhavat iti esha jivaha katitaha. So therefore, the prithvyadi are asambhava, they are not real. Their atma is always Paramatma. And through the Prithvyadi Tadatmya, Prithvyadi made into Shariradi, with that condition identified is called Jiva. Therefore, Jiva also not real, a conditional expression of the reality. So that is why Jivaha without Upadhis is Brahma Eva, na Aparaha, is not other than Brahma. That's why the space in the hall is never other than the total space outside. Mrutkumbayor Ambare, the earlier text in our Adishankara Shastras. Right, friends? Therefore, next topic में जीव आकाशः तु इमं जीव आकाश देखो जीव आकाश just now we were saying Mrutkumbayor Ambare. Exactly that thought came. Jiva Akasha tu Jiva Akasha means Mahakasha is Brahma. A part of it is Jiva Akasha, conditioned. Conditioned is never, but our drushti is conditioned. Like the inner space of a hall is never conditioned by the walls. Our drushti through the walls makes us accept or feel that this space is conditioned. Then we call it as a hall space 14 by 12, 16, etc. But that is never to the hall. This base is never away from total. So to I feel myself to be the jiva with upadhis. But that jiva in me in his essence is never away from Brahman. I feel. That's called ignorance and delusion. Wrong drushti, looking through the upadhis. Remember, upadhis do not condition Paramatma. Then we, through the upadhis, feel or imagine that the Paramatma is conditioned. Now we call him as Jiva. Right? The walls do not condition the space. In fact, the walls are also standing in the space only. But our vision through the walls appears to be the space inside conditioned, and we call it as hall space. It is our drushti. Really, it is not so. Like you see a goat and call it as goat. You see a dog and call it as dog. That you call it. But that goat doesn't know that it is called as goat. And that dog doesn't know that it is called as dog. Isn't it? It is our drushti of them. You call a forest as forest. We call it as forest. Forest never calls. We call river as river. It is our calling. We gave it a name. In that river, there is no name that it is river. Again, everywhere, no, his brother. There's nothing called brother in if you take a blood test. We call him, that's it. Conditioned. Right? Iti esha jiva katitaha vyomni khatma iva uditaha. See? Like in the Akasha, the Meghas and Gandharva Nagara, or in the Akasha through the halls, through the walls of the hall space came. So too, the Paramatma through the Upadhi, Jivatma के रूप में taken. Now, this Jiva Akasha means Jiva, Imam Deham Yatha Vindati Tachrunu. How he gets this Stula Sharira that you listen. So, Jiva Akasha Swameva Asau Tasminstu Parameshware. So, in that Parameshwara, the Parabrahman only, the conditioned Jiva with already said, what do you call? Expression of knowingness and buddhi, mana, how he gets imam deham. That will be told in our next topic. See, anuteja kanosmiti swayam chetati chintaya yattadeva uchunamima bhavayati atmana ambare asad eva sad akaram sankalpa indur yata vasan tameva bhavayan drashtu dushya rupataya stita एक एव द्वितामेति स्वप्ने स्वमृति बोधवत् किंचित स्थौल्यमिवादते ततस्तारकतां विदत्. See that Jiva only himself through feeling, as if gets the Sukshma Sharira, as if gets the Stula Sharira. All of them, Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, all of them are just Kalpita only. Then with Tadatma with them, taking the world as other than him, as a Drushya, that also Kalpita. Actually, there is no Drushya, there is no Drashta. If they are real Drushya and Drashta, where this whole Drushya is going in dream? Totally different drashya and drashta set are produced in the dream or not. Okay, even if they are real, where they are going in sleep. And if you see that, they appear as if have gone into us only. Just like when we wake up, they appear to a little subtle thinker that they are coming out of me only. This should be the basis for us to deeply think and understand that from me, the conscious self only, the me, the Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira Abhimani Jiva, and the Jagat other than me, which is seen, both are projected. But it's a mind blowing contemplation. Huh? Because of our sthulata, because of our chanchalata, because of our impurity, because of our uh, habits and desires to enjoy the world, pulls our attention towards that, like the child pulls the pallu of mother when she wants to do the house core work of washing clothes or cleaning utensils or cleaning the house or cooking. That fellow pulling the pallu. So too, our desires to enjoy the world, our desire to become famous in the world, our desire to possess the world, pulls our intellect from this deeper inner contemplation. That becomes struggle. When the stupid child, when he becomes the age of 3 or 4, she is so happy to throw that fellow in the school. Then happily, comfortably, she does the work at home. Or she does some lullaby and makes that fellow sleep. Then he does the work at home. And you know why the child sleeps when the mother sings? He knows it is better to sleep than listening to her. Isn't it? In the same way, our Rajoguna Tamagunatmaka mana, which is called impurity, is removed and the mind is made pure, that is Sattva. With that, these inquiries not as difficult. Like the while child is sleeping or gone to school, for her doing the works are so easy. अब चल बच्चा वो नैगिंग करता रहता है तो वो जो चाय में नमक डालेगी और सब्जी में चीनी डालेगी बिकॉज दिस फेलो इज nagging. So too, when the antakarana is impure, these subtle things appear to be difficult. They are difficult not because they are difficult. They are made to feel difficult because of our present impurity. इसलिए पूरा प्योर बन के विवेक वैराग्य आदि के साथ when you go to Guru, it is a joy to the Guru to teach, more joy to us to listen and understand, more joy for us to do sadhana. Otherwise, it's a struggle to teach to the teacher because this fellow is distracted and he is also struggling to understand because he is not able to concentrate. That's why in all Shastras, those are not bhaktas, those are not tapasvins, means those antakarana is not purified. Don't tell this waste, this thing to them. Why? It is a kantashosha to you and it is a head botheration to him. That's why people run away from the class because their mind cannot sit for more than 2 minutes. What is spoken here requires such a purity, introvertedness, calmness, jnasa to know. All of them will be there when you don't want the world outside. And when you want the world outside, mind will pull you there. Then how can you sit in the class for 2 minutes? लाइक सत्यनारायण कथा में आप बैठे हो आपको इच्छा ही नहीं है सुनने को इसलिए फोन खुद ही बजाकर जाकर बाहर बात करते This is what they mean when they say purify your heart. Meaning be qualified for this deeper inquiry to know that reality and to know that anything, everything other than it is Kalpita with all its wonders, with all its experiences. With this note, we'll conclude to continue seeing tomorrow this inquiry. Right from 19th mantra, we'll study tomorrow. Okay, these topics will come again, then it will become more clearer. So it is basically the pure conscious self with its Sankalpa Shakti called as Maya, only creating the Ishwaratva, the Jivatva, the Jagatva, and in the Jagat, whatever we see. Basically, the Maya with its three gunas, and then from them only the entire Vastu Samudaya of various things you see. Like, what are the three basic colors? Red, blue, green. RB, Gina, RGB or GRB. With the pure combination of them only, the entire millions of colors in the world. बेसिक कलर्स तीन ही होते हैं, रेड ब्लू ग्रीन. उसके वेराइटी ऑफ मिक्सअप से द होल कलर्स है आपका. इन द सेम वे फ्रॉम द मायास त्रिगुणास their combination say all these things are seen, projected and seen. That ability to deeply understand that this is all mano sankalpa is the real challenge. And why we fail, as we said just now, we have so much of ownership, possessiveness with this world, enjoyability with the world. Right? Like when we have identity attachment with your child, you don't want to inquire whether he is wrong or right. You decide that he is right only. But if you keep away for some time, that is your child, and say only a child, then you inquire, then you will know he is wrong. Then you will punish. But हमारी ममता डर कर हमको पूछने ही नहीं देती क्या गलती तुमने की. दूसरों को ही गलती हम सोचते. Same way, we don't want to inquire into the reality of the world because we have the bhoga buddhi towards the world. That doesn't allow us to inquire. That's why have the vairagya. Then inquire, then you know that to which you have raga dvesha, it was never real only. मजा आता है. एक बार वो इंटेलेक्चुअली भी क्लिक होता है ना, the breakthrough when you get it through intellectual itself is such a revelation. You dance with ecstasy, पूरा खुला हो गया, पूरा बंधन छूट गया. Along with that, when the substratum is realized, then you dance with ecstasy. How, ahamannam, ahamannam. That is our study of this by the grace of Vashishtha, Vishwamitra, Valmiki, VEDA, Vamadeva, Ramachandra slowly will lead to that. Tough text, I know. But let us give time and patience, see how much we can explain, understand. Thank you. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Now let us do the 29th text of Adi Shankara. Come.